index on a 5/10 Pro tree. Your red light, going home. Go too quick, going home. Second to the finish line, going home. As we call it here, all day, 2 down, 1 back. Here we go. Who will turn on the first win light of the year in Division 9? Red light, prevent by 1 foul. Get out of here. And Virgil goes 699-4 on that 7-0. Stock Eliminator, the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Stock Eliminator, the rear of the lanes for pairings. Stock Eliminator, the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. As again, Russell Petty, Lucas Oil side of the racetrack, and Daryl Sewell out of Nightingale, North Carolina. Here in Hot Rod, round number 1. Quick Ride, you're on standby. Quick Ride, you're on standby. And out of the gate, Russell Petty out front. Here comes Daryl, top of the racetrack. Win line, give it 2. On the whole shot, Russell Petty, 706 to a quicker 704. Russell Petty had 600s in the bank off the starting line. A Quick Ride, you're on standby. Quick Ride, you're on standby. Daryl Griffin out of Pittsburgh, the firefighter, 69 Camaro, and Anthony Odd. Anthony went deep into the rounds last night in the top eliminator race. Oh, man, great reaction times both sides. Throttle stops, kick it in. Here we go. Top end of the racetrack, win line. Oh, Anthony goes to quick by 500ths. Griffin, 701-3 on the 700. He's going to the next round of Hot Rod. Stock Eliminator, the rear lanes for pairings, please. Stock Eliminator, the rear lanes for pairings, please. Again, folks, we are live on IHRA.com. Say hello to all the folks watching all around the country, all around the world. And thank you very much to all of our great sponsors like Summit Racing Equipment, AMSOIL, Imagine That Customs, Trick Flow Specialties, JR Race Cars, all the sponsors at Lasco IHRA Drag Racing. Ashley Parker. Chad Duke. Attention out there, if you ordered Domino's, please go to the front gate. If you ordered Domino's, please go to the front gate. And you better be sharing that with me. Here we go, Ashley Parker into the Duke, Chad Duke. Well, Ford versus Chevrolet action right here, round 1 of Hot Rod Eliminator. And we got a burn down. Who will stage first? Nobody. Nobody's going. Somebody. Finally, Duke goes in. Parker's in. Oh, man, Parker was dead late on that one. Top end of the racetrack. It's over. Chad Duke dead on 3. 022 package. I'd say Ashley Parker had to break out to even catch him. Chad Duke moving on to the next round. Kevin Holder at Littleton, North Carolina, the truck driver on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack at 67 Nova, taking on Richard Creech at Clayton at 69 Camaro. And nearly identical lights separated by a foul. Top end of the racetrack. .696.4 for Richard Creech on the double breakout. The next pair will be Donnie Urban, who won the best engineered truck this morning, and Howard Brewer out of Bennett, North Carolina, Hollywood. Just got this truck recently. Well, Hot Rod Racing with it. And there they go. Throttle stops kicking right there. Top end of the racetrack. Win line. Give it to Hollywood. Identical 7001 Hollywood with an 017 light. Howard Brewer 038. That's what I'm talking about. You only see this in the IHRA right here at Peidmont Dragway. Myers on the Luke Soul side of the racetrack out of Clemens, North Carolina, and Brent Alford out of Raleigh. That's one beautiful looking race car over there on the Luke Soul side of the racetrack. I can see myself driving back and forth along the IHRA trail on one of those nights. Here we go, off and gone. Final stop kicking in right there. Who's going to take it? Top end of the racetrack. Myers on the double breakout, under by 7. Alford under by 19. In a double breakout situation, whatever driver goes closest to the dial will get the win. And on the rare occasion both of them break out by the same amount, it's first to the finish line. William Morgan out of Eagle Springs, North Carolina, and the Mustang taking on E.J. Womack in the pickup truck. That's Chevy S10 out of Lillington, North Carolina, the VP of Country Fair Homes of 65 Chevy. And here we are, 5,000 separating on the Christmas tree. Here we go, Porter Chevy win line, give it to the Ford on the double breakout. Morgan under by 9, Womack under by 13. Chris Dean out of Sanford, North Carolina, on the Luke Soul side of the racetrack, and Willie Litch out of Southern Pines. Nice area over there, Southern Pines. Red light for Litch, and well, he's headed back to Southern Pines to play roll call this afternoon. Chris Dean will get the free pass next round, and Litch throws away dead on 9. He was 2 foul red. What a way to go. Curtis C.J. Hodges out of Boone, North Carolina, taking on the former IHRA Hot Rod World Champ, Glenn Ferguson, out of Greensboro, North Carolina, the tree service guy in that 66 Ford Fairlane. He went deep into the rounds last night in the 6-0 class. Here we go. Here comes Ferguson, top end of the racetrack, win light. Ferguson gets it, Hodges goes under by 10. Ferguson, 7:02.3 on the 7:00, and he's moving on to the next round. William Roberts out of Benton, North Carolina, and Bobby Eli out of Suffolk, Virginia. Roberts calls Gillott Motorsports Park home, or the IHRA Division 9 Raiders will be June 5th through the 7th. And broadcast live at IHRA.com. Here we are. Very close on the action time. Top of the racetrack. Bobby, 7:02.9. And Roberts had a double 8 light with 500s off the number, and he's going home. That is one beautiful looking 55 Chevrolet Bel Air. Matt Robinson out of Garner, North Carolina, taking on Jamie Goodman out of Virginia in the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Again, ladies and gentlemen, go to IHRA.com for all the live information. As let me get Quick Rod to 1 and 2, please. Quick Rod to 1 and 2, please. Quick Rod, 1 and 2. First round of Quick Rod to 1 and 2, please. Quick Rod, come on down. Here we are. Goodman and Robinson. Robinson's in, waiting on Goodman. Goodman's in, flashing yellow to green. Throttle stops, kicking right there. Top into the racetrack. Double breakdown for Goodman, under by 5. Robinson under by 14. So Goodman moving on. As we'll be on hold for a second, our starter Doug spotting a little something out there in the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack, so we'll get that cleaned up. As Todd Stowe out of Clayton, North Carolina, in that beautiful looking pickup truck, taking on Robert Holloway out of Raleigh, North Carolina, the 69 Camaro, the Auto Tech. Also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're back here on May 7th, right here at Peidmont. Big Dog Shootout. That's on May 7th. And Holloway was dead late on the tree. Top end of the racetrack, and he's gone. Stowe, 7:13 on the 7:00. Holloway never in that one, 7:40. Give up over a 10 on the start line. I think he knew it as soon as he dropped it. Here's Liz Pittman out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and Shannon Waycasper out of Gastonia, North Carolina. Red light for Shannon. Liz gets the free pass in the round number 2 of Hot Rod. And Shannon throws away dead on 5 with 003 red. Pittman, 7:01.4 on the 7:00. So Clark Holcomb out of Statesboro, North Carolina, in the newer of the 2 Mustangs on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack, taking on Tim Lucas out of Littleton, North Carolina, in the Mustang of his own, the white one there. And red light for Lucas. So Holcomb gets the free pass round 2. And goes under by 9. Holcomb 7:01.5 on the 7:00. Chris Webb out of Four Oaks, North Carolina, and Ed Pauley in Shelby, North Carolina. Eddie Pauley, that beautiful looking Camaro, and Chris Webb. Red light for Pauley by 1/1000th of a second. But Chris Webb gets the free pass next round, and Pauley 7:002, but was 1 foul red. Ouch. A 3 foul package, but, well, he's headed back to Shelby. So here's the bye run. Mike Moss out of Elon, North Carolina. And all he has to do really is take the 300 power. He could red light. He could break out. Well, he won't get a red light as the system's only got 1 number in. Row 29 on the tree. Top end, 7:16. Probably not quite the run Mike Moss is looking for, but he's stepped closer to Iron Man. Now complete round 1 of Hot Rod Stock Eliminator coming next. So Jack Zimmerman. And now 650 and Anthony Walton 687 in Stock Eliminator. Here we are, Jack B-Stock Automatic. Anthony Walton. FCM combination here in Stock Eliminator. In bracket racing here. Here we go, Zimmerman and Walton. Here we are, Walton's in, waiting on Zimmerman. Red light, Walton, he's already out of here. Wheels up, start for Zimmerman. That B-Stock Automatic with the free pass next round. Goes a 51.7 on the 50 dial. Walton ran it out the back door, going to 85.1 on the 87. Dennis Pope. And that D-Stock fuel injected automatic car. That was 702. Taking to Roy Caraway out of Ravenel, South Carolina. That CCM stocker. Red light for Pope, big red light. So Caraway gets the free pass in the next round. The 623 on the 22. Pope gets 702, 3 dead on the dial, but a big time red light. Lee Truell, 755 the dial, the F-Stock CM car, and Monty Bogan Jr., that E-Stock Automatic, now 687. Down. And we got ourselves a drag race here. Here comes Truell. Top end of the racetrack. Win line. Give it to Monty Bogan by 30. 310,690 on the 87. Bogan had the worst of the 2 lights. Ran closer to the dial. 33.10,000 marked the victory. Here's the top of the drawing out of North Carolina, $7.85 to the dollar. Taking on Mark Lewis at F Stock Automatic. $6.94. Here we go. 300s out of the gate going to Mark Lewis. Here comes Tabitha. Top of the racetrack. Winline, give it two. There you go. Lewis, 708 on the 694. Here's Eddie Longini Jr., your winner of the best appearing card this weekend. Get out 665, taking on Kyle Shipman. A beautiful looking Plymouth. Get out 724. I'll be on hold here for a quick second as all right, so we're going to have a car stopped on the racetrack here down at the far end. So Anthony Walton, please come to the control room. Anthony Walton, stock eliminator driver Anthony Walton, please come to the control room. Anthony Walton, please come to the tower. Here we are, Shipman and Longing. Stage is in. Here we go. And better reaction time going to Shipman. Here comes Longany. Top end of the racetrack. Win line. Give it to Kyle Shipman. And Longany goes dead on zero. Lost it on reaction time. So Kyle Shipman goes a 26 on the 24. 35-10 now margin of victory. Man, Longany dead on zero, and he's out. Chuck Chisholm, that G-Stock Automatic, now 744, taking on Kevin Locklear, now 670 here on the General Tire side of the racetrack. Red light Locklear. So Chuck gets a free pass in round number 2. And how about that? Chuck goes dead on 1. Here comes one of those veterans, Gene Jordan, a AA stock automatic car, now 720, taking on Ken Myrick. Ken Myrick was the foot brake champion here at Peidmont Dragway a year ago. And Anthony Walton to the tower, please. Anthony Walton to the tower, please. Here's Myrick. Here comes Jordan. Top end of the racetrack. Win line, there you go, Gene Jordan, 633 on the 32. Mike Mahler at Youngsville, North Carolina, down 941. The U-Stock automatic, they're going Billy Plage out of North Carolina, they're now 708, that U-Stock automatic car. On plane. And top end of the racetrack. Win line, there you go. Mahler, 943. AJ Curry, that B-Stock fuel injected automatic, now 660, taking on Gil Carty. That G-Stock automatic car, now 739. Red light start for Carty. So Curry gets a free pass in the next round. Curry 665-0 on the 660 dial. Stacy Ridings, 686, taking on Jim Marshall, down to 703. 10 to the pits, 10 to the pits. Let me get good vibrations. Top Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Good vibrations. Top Sportsman to the rear of the lane for parents, please. Here we go. Ridings and Marshall. Top end of the racetrack. Here you go. Marshall dead on 6. Ridings broke out by 22. Shannon Justice now 718. That KCM stocker taking on that East stock car of Ronnie Brookshire. 733. Here, Julian, North Carolina, Peidmont Dragway. Horse never capital of the world. .com. IHRA Summit, Pro and Thornton. And Ronnie Brookshire dead late. Top end of the racetrack. Shannon Justice, 732 on the 718. Brookshire, 37 on the 33. 19-10 foul margin of victory. Mike Longaney. HCM Stocker, $670 taking on Mike Moyer. J Stock Automatic, $740 the dial. So 7/10 of a second head start. We'll go to Mike Moyer here on the General Tire side of the racetrack. Closest to the cameras. Those of you folks watching at home. Here we go. Red light Longaney. So Moyer gets the free pass into the next round. Longaney 668 on the 70. Moyer 741, 9 on the 740. Andrew Hilling 655 the dial on Lukesville side of the racetrack. Taking on John Lattimore on the 711. Again, good vibrations, Todd Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for parents, please. Good vibrations, Todd Sportsman. Rear of the stage lanes for parents, please. Here we go. Hilling and Lattimore. Red light Lattimore. It's already over as Hilling gets the free pass into the next round. 754.6 for Hilling on the 55. Lattimore 718 on the 711. Here comes a guy that pretty much wins everywhere he goes. Chip Johnson, that P-Stock Automatic. On 810, taking on Junior Bryant. Went deep in the rounds last night in the stock super stock combo race. Now 676. Jack Zimmerman to the control room, please. Stock Eliminator competitor Jack Zimmerman to the tower, please. Jack Zimmerman to the control room, please. 808.7 double breakout for Chip Johnson. I was talking to Chip earlier this last week. He said, well, you know, I'm going to run stock eliminator. Haven't done that in a while. And, well, he's got the round one, so he's still got it. As Bill Lofton at C-Stock Automatic taking on Bill Hall. And I-Stocker, 751 the dial for Hall. Lofton, 660 the dial. And so, well, about a little more than a 9/10 of a second head start. We'll go to Hall. And Lofton going to try chasing 660 feet. It doesn't even matter as Hall turned on the red light, so Lofton gets the free pass into the next round. 52.2 on the 60 for Bill Lofton. Terry Taylor and Marvin Strickland. Taylor, beautiful. One of those. 671 the dial, taking on Marvin Strickland. 637 the dial. So the head start will go to Taylor. Round one of stock eliminator. Good vibrations, Todd Sportsman. To the rear of the lanes for parents, please. And here we go. I think Taylor got a little close to that center line, but held on for the win. Double breakout under by 2. Strickland. Under by 26. Super Rod, you're on standby. Super Rod, you're on standby. Super Rod, you're on standby. Raymond Rowland. Now 7-12 on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Taking on the General Tire side, Del Britt. Now to 697. Not a bad start. Go to Rowland. And nearly identical reaction time. We got a drag race here, ladies and gentlemen. Top end of the racetrack. Green light. Give it to 699.8 for Del Britt. 97. Phil 628. $33 for Cody Phillips on 628 on double one reaction time. Travis Womble now 655 to the PW. Now 616. Red light for PW. Travis Womble gets free pass in front of PW, throws away a dead on zero. Ouch. CJ McDonald now 789. Sterling Simmons Jr. now a 674. So a 1.15 second head start will go to CJ on the side of the racetrack. Oh man, Sterling Simmons was big time late. And double breakout for McDonald. Oh man, Sterling Simmons is not going to be happy when he sees that time. He was dead late. Final pair here of round one of Stock Eliminator. Brandon White, 753 down that wagon, taking on Jeff Longaney. And that was 652. Comes Longaney. Ken White holding him off. Top end of the racetrack. Win by Brandon White. 7:55 on the 53 by 55 ten-thousandths of a second. Jeff Longaney for the 53 and the 52. That'll be it. Round one of Stock Eliminator. Quick Rod coming up next. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, for you fans out there in the grandstands, go down there to the 330 Cafe, the concession stand here. And I'll tell you, I had one of the hot dogs down there last night. Those things are really good. The chicken tenders really good. The French fries, it's all good. Legendary Peidmont Dragway concession stand, the 330 Cafe. Let's go to Quick Rod. Normally an 890 index category in the quarter mile. We see a lot of dragsters, but on the 8th mile, it's 570. Chase Manuel and Mike Dolly. So Chase Manuel Luke's on the side of the racetrack. Mike Dolan on the General Tire side. I really did. We had a great week here in Peidmont, and I'll tell you, Kevin Shipman and the crew here do a phenomenal job putting on a great race with us here at the IHRA. Great track prep all weekend, and hope you folks watching at home, come on down to Peidmont Dragway this season, especially on Thursday night, May 7th, for the Big Dog Shootout. Here we go. Quick Rod. Top end of the racetrack. Win light. Mike Dolan, 574 on the 70 index as our next pair here. Mitchell Harkey. Luke's on the side of the racetrack, taking on Daryl Lucard. Now, Daryl is driving daughter Eden's car. So that's normally Eden Lucard driving that car, but Eden back home in South Carolina doing her thing, working. So Daryl Lucard driving Eden's car this weekend with crew daughter Brianna, and Jason Parker. Quick Rod. Round number 1. Super Rod, you're on standby. Super Rod, you're on standby. Oh man, Lucard not going to be happy with that reaction time. Really not going to be happy. He goes way too quick, a 36 on the 70. I don't think the throttle stop was set right or something, but 1160 foot, I think he knew it right there. Something wasn't right. So Harkey, 568 on the 70. Ashley McDaniel and Brett Nesbitt, the multi-time IHRA world champion. Here we go, McDaniel and Nesbitt. McDaniel look. Red light Nesbitt. So when was the last time you heard of Brett Nesbitt out in round 1? 4th thou red for the former world champion. So Ashley McDaniel with upset of the day put Brett Nesbitt on the trailer. So Ashley McDaniel. Move on to the next round. We're going to check the racetrack real quick. Our IHRA starter. We're going to go take a look before we may have debris out there on the racetrack. So go take a look. As Daryl Collins and John Bridges sitting in the water box as our next pair. As the official oil of the IHRA in the IHRA Nitro Jam Drag Racing Series, AMSOIL has a hand in powering some of the top teams in drag racing today, including Bat Diamond Motorsports prototype cars of John DeFlorian Jr. and Kevin Bialco. Don't put just any oil in your equipment. Choose AMSOIL, the first in synthetics, as the official oil of the IHRA in the Nitro Jam Drag Racing Series. All right, so the track all clear. And we'll get ready to continue on with round number 1 of Quick Rod Eliminator. Daryl Collins and John Bridges. Bridges. Out of the racetrack, win light, Daryl Collins, 573. We get Super Rod to 4 and 5, please. Super Rod to 4 and 5, please. First round of Super Rod to 4 and 5, please. This means Good Vibrations Top Dragster. You're on standby. Good Vibrations Top Dragster. You're on standby. And Super Rod to 4 and 5, please. Here we go, Jessica Dean and Frank Hackberg. Jessica dead late on the tree, and it's over on the whole shot. 574 to a quicker. 570 with a 3 for Jessica. All right, Frank Bartolomeo and Glenn Ferguson Jr. Running 2 classes here this weekend. Here we go, Franklin and Glenn. Top end of the racetrack, win line, give it 2. There you go, Franklin dead on 8. 023 package for Franklin Bartolomeo. Ferguson goes a 30 on the 70, or 73 on the 70. 031 reaction time. Here we go, Ashley Strickland and Shannon Waycastle. In round 1 of Quick Rod Eliminator, 570 in this category on the 1/8 of a mile. Good reaction times. Win line, Waycaster. 583 on the 570. Strickland, 588 on the 570. Corey Manuel and W.G. Lankus. $9,000 going to Lankus. Top of the racetrack. Win line. Give it to Lankus. 573 on the 570. Both of them going 73. To the right. Closer to the dog going to Lankus. He's moving on. That's the buy run here. Quick Rod, round number 1, go to Lee Crawford. Pretty much gets a free shot at the racetrack here. $568 for Crawford. All right, so here we are. Round 1 of Good Vibrations Top Sportsman, and man, do we have a good first matchup for you. Mike Kuntz, the defending 2-time Good Vibrations Top Sportsman World Champion, taking on Tim Fields. Mike Kuntz gets out 475 out of Warrenton, Virginia, that 2000 Chevy S10. Taking on this car, Tim Fields of Abington, Virginia. Kuntz qualified number 13 spot at 471. He's backed down this afternoon to a 475. Tim Fields qualified number 28 at a 511. We were 512 in the dollar. Again, crosstalk in effect here. So here we go. First round, first pair. Good vibrations, top Sportsman. Red light fields, it's already over. The world champion gets the free pass in that ground, going dead on 9. 022 package for Mike Kuntz. Dale Freeman in Flat Rock, North Carolina got 473. Chris Warren got 513. Here we go, Freeman and Warren, fourth out, separate them on the tree, top end, win light, Warren 514 on the 513, Freeman 476.8 on the 473. The young lady, Erin Arledge, out of Chesapeake, Virginia, that 2004 Pontiac Grand Dam, she qualified number 10 spot at 471. She'll give up a 0.3 of a second head start to Gary Jones out of Leicester, North Carolina, that 1990 Chevrolet Beretta, without 501. Erin Arledge, a graduate of the Junior Dragster program, ran a lot. Here we are. Oh, man. Top of the racetrack, Erin Arledge, a little late on the tree, and it cost her. Gary Jones, 502 and the 501. Arledge is a 472 and a 71. Gary Jones moving on to the next round. Erin Arledge headed back to Chesapeake, Virginia. Calvin Snow out of Reedsville, South Carolina, that 1970 Nova. Ken Ellison out of Moore, South Carolina. Ellison got 466, Snow at 492. Here we go, better reaction time going to Calvin Snow, top of the racetrack, green light. No, Calvin goes out, broke out by 11. Ellison, 467 on the 66. So Ellison moving on to the next round. Calvin Snow out of here. Here's a great matchup. Cameron Manuel and Winston-Salem, that beautiful painted race car. Jerry Pickler built, 2006 Chevy. CNA Motorsports, 479 McDonald's. They got Jonathan Gibbs out of Mooresville. The 20-year-old chassis builder. A 20-year-old chassis builder. That's impressive. They got a 455, qualified number 4 spot. And again, in Top Sportsman, good vibration Top Sportsman, 24 cars in a 4-second zone. Top end of the racetrack. Wainwright, give it to, there you go, Manuel, 478 on the 79. Attention to the pits. I need good vibrations. Top Dragster to the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Good vibrations, top Dragster to the rear of the staging lanes for pairings, please. Good vibrations, top Dragster to the rear of the staging lanes for pairings, please. Stacy Hall at Chesney, South Carolina, the engine builder. Taking on 450, number 2 qualifier. Taking on Donnie Gibbs, a chassis builder. Gibbs race cars at 1992. Chevy Camaro goes out 477. So here we are. Seventh out, going to Hall. Top of the racetrack, Wainwright, Stacy Hall, 451 on the 50. Donnie Gibbs was a 79 on the 77. Stacy Hall moving on to the next round. As Mark Holcomb, that 1994 probe at Cleveland, North Carolina, got 42, taking on Dion Brooks of Hillsboro. 468 the dial. Red line Holcomb, so Dion Brooks gets the free pass into the next round and goes dead on 2. Holcomb dead on 6. 004 red line for Holcomb, put him on the trailer. Here's Doug Gerber out of Greer, South Carolina, the pro line spot for the 2002 Pontiac Trans Am. Taking on Stephanie Rayner out of Benson, North Carolina. Pontiac. Battle of 2002 Pontiacs. Getting good vibrations, top Sportsman. As Gerber getting out 470. Stephanie 507. So almost a 4/10 of a second head start will go to Stephanie. You're going to try to hold off Doug Gerber on the other end of the racetrack. Again, good vibrations, top Dragster to the rear of the staging lanes for parents, please. Good vibrations, top Dragster to the rear of the staging lanes for parents, please. Super Stock, you're on standby. Super Stock, you're on standby. Fourth down, going to Doug. Top of the racetrack, red light. 5:08 for Stephanie. What a drag race, 43 10,000ths. And Rayner, moving on to the next round, puts the number 12 qualifier on the trailer. Another great matchup, Judd Crumpler of Elm City. That 94 Chevrolet Beretta. Now 5:05 taking on Clayton Roberts out of Willow Springs, North Carolina. The 2002 Chevrolet Cavalier down to 472. And round 1 of good vibrations, top Sportsman. What a beautiful day for racing here in the great state of North Carolina. Like folks are watching here on IHRA.com, and the fans join us live here at Peidmont Dragway. Red light Crumpler, it's over. Clayton Roberts gets a free pass in the next round, and Crumpler throws away dead on 6. Oh man, I tell you, these guys and gals are definitely taking their best shot to try to qualify for Memphis in October. Here's another great matchup. Larry Pittman, Rocky Mountain, North Carolina, the Larry's Used Cars Machine, that 2000 Chevrolet Camaro, 582 cubic inches, they're now 515, taking on Mike White out of Arden, North Carolina, the 63 Corvette with a 632 cubic inch Chevrolet, down to 473. And 200's out of the gate, going to Pittman. Top of the racetrack, win wide, Pittman. 5:16 on the 5:15. Pittman, double to reaction time will win you more races than it won't. Mike White in a good run, runs a 75 on the 73. Pittman's getting it done on both ends of the racetrack. Mike Snow at Duncan, South Carolina, the CVS Builders Machine, 1970 Nova, down 497. Bill Yates Sr. at Johnstown, Ohio, used car dealer. They're down 465. Qualified number 9, spot at 468. Red light, Snow, and Yates got a give in the next round. He's a little late on the tree, and both of them running out the back door. Yates 464. Tim West, 41, the down, taking on Hollywood, Donnie Urban, down to 454. So Tim West got a tall order in front of him as he takes on the number 3 qualifier, former world champion in the IHRA, Donnie Urban. Jim West and Sons Auto Cycling Center Machine, that 2000 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, 630 cubic inches, taking on the man they call Hollywood, Donnie Urban. That's it. We've already seen some upsets here today, especially over there at Quick Rod. But man, I tell you, got a lot more to go here at Peidmont Dragway, the Division 9 Raiders season kickoff. Race day here at Peidmont. Red light, Tim West. Donnie Urban gets the free pass in the next round, and Urban goes dead on 5:018 package for Hollywood. West. Broke out. And Redwood, so he was out of here. So Donnie Gibbs Jr. of Mooresville, North Carolina, the 63-year-old chassis builder, sponsored by C&K Race Cars, Gibbs Race Cars. A 53 Corvette. That is a beautiful looking machine. Taking on Jim Cairns at Hendersonville, North Carolina, the B&A Hyder trucking machine, that 65 Comet. You also used to have a Comet back in the day, a guy who's got the Memorial Grandstand here, Ronnie Shocks. Back in the day of the early days of ProMod. Again, folks, make sure you tune in to IHRA.com next week. Because I tell you, the ProMods, Proud Pro Modified, back in the IHRA next week. And Karen's a little all over the place there, top of the racetrack. Gibbs, 480 on the 466. Nick Womack, 468 the dial at Alonzo, North Carolina, a 2009 Chevy Cobalt. Rick Whaley at Reedsville, North Carolina, 495 the dial. The Reedsville Restaurant Sponsor Machine, Service Tech, the 1990 IHRA Camaro, 605 cubic inch motor. Red light Womack, and Rick Whaley gets the third back next round. All right, so Frank Teague will get a broke by here as David Rackley unable to make the call. So Frank Teague gets a free shot at the racetrack here. Now he can do a couple things. He doesn't have to try to run his number. He can just go flat out down the racetrack. He can just let the clutch out and coast on down. He can take the tree and back out. He's got options. Well, what he can do here. And I tell you, Frank Teague, former top Sportsman world champion back in 92 and 99. Won the Rockingham Pro-Am back in 2003. Runner-up from Toronto in 2005. He's won the Carolina Pro-Am and the Motor City Nationals out there in Milan years ago. His man top end of the racetrack, Frank Teague, 479. Our by-run, number one qualifier, Jeremy Kreisman, 433, 169 miles per hour. Now, as the by-run, all he has to do, again, is just take the tree and he can back out. He can just idle on down. He can stand on it. And chances are, he's going to stand on it. So that's one beautiful looking 68 Camaro. All right, so. Oh, by the way, I know he's watching. Thank you, Howie. Pressman. Let's see what he does. That little soft on the launch and picks it up. 432, 169 miles per hour. Coming up next is our first round of Super Rod. The normally a 990 index category. Here in the IHRA on the quarter mile, but on the eighth mile, it is 6.40 seconds. See a lot of roadsters in this category. Door cars, maybe see a couple trucks every now and then. We won't see the dragsters in Super Rod. As Bernice Parker to Pine Level, North Carolina, in the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack, taking on Kevin Brandon. Now, Kevin is actually your Good Vibrations top dragster world champion, pulling double duty here this weekend with a lot of drivers due on the Pro-Am Tour. Again, ladies and gentlemen, go to IHRA.com for more information on how you can be a part of the IHRA Summer Pro-Am Tour in your local area. Division 1 up there in Richmond Dragway next weekend. We'll have the Pro-Am there in Division 1. Also down in Division 2 next weekend in Peidmont, the Nitro Jam Series, with the return of Crower Pro Modified. Top dragster, need you in the lanes for pairings, please. Top dragster, the rear lanes for pairings, please. As Brandon goes a 46 on the 40. Again, I need Good Vibrations, top dragster to the rear of the staging lanes for pairings, please. Next up, David Morris out of York, South Carolina. That 69 Camaro Roadster taking on Stephen Moss of Elon, North Carolina. That beautiful looking machine, the door car, Wilson Tire Pros machine. Again, folks, the 410 Pro Tree. A lot of stops. Top end. Morris goes a 41-0 on the 40. 022 package. Moss, not a bad run either. 42-4 on the 40. 029 on the straight. Bernard Weaver, former Super Rod World Champion out of Madison, Virginia. Weaver's Automotive in 1984 Dodge Daytona. And Dale Harrison at Sanford, North Carolina, the 54-year-old printer at 67 Camaro Roadster. Weaver's always been tough ever since they won that world title back in 2005. Also won one in 2001, but he gets the win here. And Dale Harrison turned on the red light. So the two-time Super Rod World Champion moving on to the next round. Chris Dean out of Sanford, North Carolina, on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. And that 67 Nova taking on Sherlon Truelove, the Q-Tech guy out of Dunn, North Carolina, the 82 Camaro. Fourth out, separate him on the tree. Top end, Dean 41-0 on the 40 as Truelove broke out by 34. That was one sweet-looking 58 Corvette, Kenny Floyd, on the General Tire side of the racetrack, taking on Howard Day, the 63 Roadster. Remember a guy by the name of Rod Sabry had a Corvette look like that? That was one bad, fast street car. Here we are. Roadster taking on the 58 Corvette. Floyd's got a 355 cubic inch Chevrolet underneath the hood. Good on both sides. 3,000 on the tree. Top end, wind light. Double breakdown. Day under by 14. All right, and our starter's shutting them off. Report we had debris on the racetrack. Our next pair, Earl Penny and Vito Bosca. We got a good drag race here between the Super Sport and the Camaro. Top end of the racetrack, wing line, give it to Penny, 643 on the 40 as Vito broke out by 16,000. Johnny Cobb in Macclesfield, North Carolina, the 59-year-old collision repair guy, Johnny's Automotive. At 92 Camaro, and Eric Amon at Clayton. 1,000, separating him on the Christmas tree. And win line, Johnny Cobb easily, as Amon had problems on the run, only goes to 713. Johnny Cobb, 644 on the 40. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in North Carolina, 69 degrees out there. When I left my house in Maryland on Friday morning, it was in the 40s. After about maybe an hour from here, it was almost 80. Next up, Jeff Simpkins. And win line, Corey Manuel goes dead on 7. So the bye run will go to multi-time world champ Steve Furr. $2,000 for Furr. 636.5. Our first pair, Jack Trussell of Summerdock, Virginia, the American Auto Glass Machine, qualifying number 6 at 447, taking on Tony Metville. At Chicago, North Carolina, the airline mechanic, the 23T Altered, about 476. Jack Trussell always runs tough wherever he goes. Jack Trussell going to be a threat to win the top Dragster World Championship this year. Even the championship here in Division 9 land. And the idea here in Top Dragster, go quick, go fast, just don't go quicker than that dialing you see on the scoreboards. Jack Strasser at 449, Tony Metveld, 476. $300 out of the gate, going to Metveld, 478. For 476 for Tony as Jack Trussell breaks out by 6 thou. Floyd Edict out of Chesterfield, South Carolina, got 465, taking on Brett Nesbitt out of Burlington, North Carolina. Brett had problems in quick rod with a red light, so Brett hoping to reverse his fortunes. Here we go. Red light Floyd, so Brett Nesbitt gets the free pass for round 2. 447 on a 449 for Brett Nesbitt. Floyd goes 469, 65 years old, 12 red. Joe Flynn of Monroe, North Carolina, the 49-year-old auto repair shop owner, Flynn's Auto and Alignment. The 04 Race Tech Dragster with a 632 cubic inch motor. Taking on Chris Childress at Spartanburg, South Carolina, the 26-year-old electronic technician. Sponsored by David Alexander Woodworking, the 2000 Horton chassis. 479. So Top Dragster, good vibration Top Dragster, crosstalk is used. Here you go. $9,000 going to Childress. Top end of the racetrack. Wind light. Flynn. Both of them way off the number. Flynn 471 to a 504. Michael Jackson, 480 the dial on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack, taking on James Green at Lincolnton, North Carolina. That 98 undercover chassis dragster, now 459. So the slight head start will go to Jackson. Go. Waiting on the stage, Jackson and Green. 1,000 separated them on the Christmas tree on drag race. Top of the racetrack, win wide Green. 463 on the 59 as Jackson broke out by 6 thousandths of a second. All right, attention all racers. If unfortunately you are headed home a little early, the main gate is now unlocked for you to have an easier exit to the facility. Again, if you are heading home, we thank you very much for coming out and supporting the IHRA and Peidmont Dragway. But the main gate is now open for easier exit of the facility. TL, go to your radio and contact Kevin, please. TL, to go to your radio, contact Kevin, please. Dale West, about 46, taking on Jason Parker from Hughesville, Maryland, down to 463. So here we go. Red light Parker. So West gets the free pass next round, and Parker throws away dead on 0. He was 005 red. So Dale West goes dead on 9, 021 package. As I need super stock to the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Super stock to the rear of the staging lanes for pairings, please. Super stock need you to the rear of the staging lanes for pairings, please. First round super stock to the rear of the staging lanes for pairings, please. Randy Hamilton out of Pound, Virginia, got out 461, taking on A.J. Curry out of North Carolina, I believe, going to out 488 in that undercover dragster. We are. Ready to rock, ready to fly. Here's Peidmont. Red light Hamilton, so A.J. Curry gets the free pass in the round number 2, goes 484 on the 488. Hamilton, 459.8 on the 461. Ken Batchelor. Now 451, qualified number 10 spot, or 12 spot, taking on Shannon Justice in that brand new 2015 American Race Cars chassis machine. About 479. So the head start will go to Shannon. That again, a brand new 2015 American Race Cars chassis machine. Red line for Batchelor, so Shannon gets blue pass in front. Shannon dead on 5-0-15 package. Batchelor goes dead on 7, but he was double 0-1 red. Dennis Reinhardt out of Salisbury, North Carolina, the air pressure technician, about 478. Eric Amon out of Mount Olive, North Carolina, in his dragster, about 457. Foul going to Amon. Wayline Amon goes dead on 8, 0-20 package. Reinhardt goes dead on 0, 0-21 package. Margin of victory, 17 ten-thousandths of a second. Cameron Manuel, at Winston-Salem, North Carolina, number 3 qualifier, going to dial a 437, taking on Donovan Pate, down to 469. Their react time going to Manuel, top of the racetrack, green light, Manuel, 441 on the 37, Pate, 474 on the 469. Clayton Roberts at Willow Springs, North Carolina. Around 462, that dragster over there on the Lucas Oil side, taking on Mike Longaney at Wade, North Carolina, that 2009 American Race Cars chassis. 485 a dial for Longaney. So Roberts will give up almost a quarter of a second at start. Here we go, the pre-staged. Having a perfect light for Longaney isn't enough. No! Longaney goes too quick on the double breakout. Roberts under by 5. Longaney with a perfect light broke out by 15. Wow. Roberts with a double 8 reaction time, man. You have a double weight light and you're second off the line. Allie Adams and Michael White. Adams is about 48, White 463, red light Adams. So White gets a free pass next round as Adams clicks it off. 460 and a 463 for Michael White. Joe Gary, now 451. Dalton Pearsall, 479. Hot Rod round 2, you're on standby. Hot Rod round 2, you're on standby. Super Stock, need to the rear of the lanes for parents, please. Super Stock. To the rear of the staging lanes for parents, please. Super Stock. To the rear of the staging lanes for parents, please. Super Stock to the rear of the staging lanes for parents, please. And very close on reaction time, top of the racetrack, Lynn White, Joe Gary, dead on 0. 8 thou package. 8 thou on reaction time. Pearsall broke out by 11. He's out of here on the trailer. That's John Cressman, your number 1 qualifier. Quickest car on the property, 430. Mendoza's down 431. Childress looking to pull off the upset. So Childress and Chrisman. And qualifying, Chrisman went a 430 with a 2 and a 432.5. Well, he got a red light this time, so the number 1 qualifier is out of here and goes 432. Childress goes 463. So John Chrisman headed back to Leicester, North Carolina early today. So here's Robert Fogler of Louisville, North Carolina, get out 451. Donald Webb, General Tire side of the racetrack, got a dollar 476. Qualified number 26, qualifying position. And Super Stock to the rear of the lanes for parents, please. Super Stock. The rear of the staging lanes for parents, please. Super Stock. Thou on the tree separates them top of the racetrack. 452 and a 51 for Vogler. Donald Webb goes 477 on the 76, so Vogler moved on to the next round by 23 10,000. Here's a good matchup. Chad Duke, 478 the Donald, taking on Steve Estes at Griffin, Georgia. Now 450. Here we are. Duke and Estes. Red light Estes, so Chad Duke gets a free pass next round. And Duke goes dead on 3, Estes dead on 7. Kevin Brandon, your Good Vibrations Top Dragster World Champion. You're now 441, your number one qualifier, taking on EJ Womack, down to 464. So Kevin Brandon going to carry that number one on the hooks, on the scoop of that car all this season. Hoping he can make it back to Memphis to have another shot at another world title. So here we go, Kevin Brandon, EJ Womack. Oh, and Brandon having problems. Oh, man, EJ Womack cut back too close, 467 on the 64, and the world champion is out of here, round 1. EJ Womack got a double 1 reaction time, too. World champion, out of here. Steve Furr, 447 the dial, taking on Brooke Hall at Chesney, South Carolina, down to 472. Separate him on the tree. Top of the racetrack, win live. Steve Furr in the double breakout, under by 1. Brooke Hall under by 16. Furr was second off the line in 015 to Brooks 012. Furr goes to the dial with a double breakout. So our final pair here, Nick Womack, 473 the dial. Taking on Brian Thompson at Sneeds Ferry, North Carolina, dialing up 448. Get our final pair here, Good Vibrations Top Dragster Superstock, coming up in just a couple minutes. Ninth foul. Going to Womack. Win light, Thompson, dead on 5, 026. Here we go, first round of Super Stock. Gary Powers is out 651. Monty Bogan Jr. is out 577. 500's out of the gate going to Monty Bogan Jr. Top of the racetrack, win light, give it to Monty Bogan, 581 on the 577. Monty Bogan. Red light for Larry Lees, so Josh Barzy gets the free pass next round. Next up, Jake Seeley and John Fogg. I'll hold here for just a second as we get them out of the box. Jake Seeley, John Fogg. The react time going to Fogg on the general tire side of the racetrack. 97, 92. Michael Crumpler and Michael Beard, red light start for Crumpler. Michael Beard gets a free pass in next round. Again, Hot Rod, second round needs a 1 and 2, please. Hot Rod, second round 1 and 2, please. Hot Rod, second round 1 and 2, please. Red light for Will Hall, so Eddie Longaney Jr. gets a free pass next round. Hall goes 594 to 91, Longaney 677. Doug Hopgood, that Superstock PEA 1 car, Godell 597, taking on the Superstock PD1 of Ronnie Flynn. 66 Chevy 2, taking on the 90 Camaro. Go. Rose drag race, top end of the racetrack. Win line, give it to Ronnie Flynn, 607, 604. Linwood Doherty out of Rocky Mount, Virginia. The machinist go down 651, taking on Cam Tingen, down 578. $500 out of gig going to Doherty. Win light. Doherty, 652 in the 51. Red light for A.H. Atkins, so Rick Nicolo gets the free pass next round. 6:05 and a 6:04 for Nicolo getting to the next round. Travis Womble and James Stoneman. Wheels up for Womble. Here he comes. Stoneman will try to hold him off. Stoneman gets him. 6:21 on the 20. After a double to his right for James Stoneman, headed to the next round. Dennis Walls. Southville, Virginia, down 6:59. Taking on Marvin Donahue at a Roanoke. They're down 5:96. Red light start for Dennis Walls. So Marvin Donahue gets the free pass. 5:98 as Walls clicked it off early, only to a 9:24. Mike Boyles, of King, North Carolina, that beautiful looking 57 Bel Air station wagon. He's now 670, taking an Ed Longing at Wade, North Carolina. 74 Plymouth. Mike Boyles, an 8-time world champion. Custom Collides, Boyles Auto, and King's Liberty Machine. Ed Longing is sponsored by Victory Golf Carts. Red light, big wheel stand for Longing! But then he got very close to the wall, but did not touch it. Woo-hoo! My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Ed Longaney for saving that race car? My goodness. If you folks watching on Motor Mania TV, you can rewind it back about 20, 30 seconds, get a good replay of that. My goodness. Woo-hoo! He's trying to convince people. Eliminator to the rear of the stage lane for parents, please. There we go, Tim Sloan and Adam Hall. Top into the racetrack. 578 for Adam Hall. Bringing up the win. Mark Young got an impressive resume, won the 85 Strohs Nationals, the 94 Grand American Nationals, runner up quite a bit on the IHRA Trail. Red light, Ralph Connor. So Mark Young gets a free pass next round. Mark goes 6:14 on 6:17. Corey Taylor and Donnie Moore. And win line Corey Taylor, 639 and 634. But wow, I tell you, that wheel stand by long. Tonight I'm going to go back to IHRA.com, MotorManiaTV.com, and I'm going to watch that wheel stand. That was something. Barry Dunn, now 631, out of Laurel Hill, North Carolina, 88 performance taking on Homer Carty. Now 629. $638 for Homer Carty. Kevin Reiner, the 659. Robbie Drawn, the Cumberland, North Carolina, 634. Red light for Robbie. And Kevin Reiner gets free pass next round. Ronnie Skip, 615 to dollar. Thomas Cashwell, 633. Top of the racetrack. 619 and 615.
Jamie Goodman out of Hurt, Virginia, in the hot rod class here with IHRA Summit Pro-Am here at Peidmont Dragway. Julian, North Carolina, hot rod coming at you. Pair of good lights from both competitors, and they go on the big end, and it's going to be Mike Moss, 7.087 at 109.84 miles per hour. Margin of victory, .0885. Next pair pulling into the beams is going to be Mr. Kenny Myers over in the Lucas Oil lane. Mr. Virgil Grinstead out of Charlotte, Virginia, over in the right-hand lane. Another pair of good lights in the hot rod action here. Who's it going to be? And it's going to be Mr. Virgil Grinstead out of Charlotte, Virginia. Tabitha Drawn, we need you in the tower, please. Tabitha Drawn, you are needed in the tower. Coming up next, Donnie Urban over in the left-hand lane going up against William Morgan. William Morgan out of Eagle Springs, North Carolina. Donnie Urban, Selma, North Carolina. Guarantee of the Webb family, and Anita are back there just cheering Donnie on, so look out. It's a good pair coming at you. Wow, there it is. And Donnie Urban takes the win on a 019 reaction to William Morgan's double 03. Margin of victory, 0533. Urban had a 7.008. Little Duke Dean action coming at you. Chad Duke over here in the right-hand lane out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Chris Dean out of Sanford. And the win goes to Dean off of Chad Duke's 007 to the bad. Chris Dean with 000 light. Would have been a tough run anyway, but glad to see Dean move forward. Chad Duke was still a valiant effort. Looking in the right lane, we have Mr. Richard Creech out of Clayton, North Carolina, and going up against Mr. Russell Penny out of Clayton, North Carolina as well. They might be neighbors. Let's find out at the finish line. Win goes to Russell Penny on a 021 reaction time. 692, both broke out. Russell Penny, lesser.
Thank you, Chip. Chip said, take a breather. It's your birthday. Take a breather. All right, Clark Holcomb. We get the winners. Bobby Eli turns on the red light. And, man, Holcomb dead on 6. All right, here we go. Next up, Todd Stone, Chris Webb. Todd in that pickup truck. Chris Webb out of Four Oaks, North Carolina. Beautiful looking race cars here. Tabitha, please come back to the tower. Tabitha, please come to the control room. Tabitha, please come to the control room. Here we go, top of the racetrack. 702, whole shot win for Stoke, or a quicker 701-1. Reaction time wins it for Todd Stoke. Glenn Ferguson Jr., the former world champion, and Liz Pittman. Ferguson in that fair lane. Pittman in that Camaro. Identical reaction times. Who's going to nail the number? They're side by side. Top of the racetrack. Win right. Ferguson, 705 on the 701. Pittman, 706. Can we get second round of quick ride to 1 and 2, please? Second round of quick ride, 1 and 2, please. Second round quick ride to 1 and 2. So Dale Griffin in the bye run. Top of the racetrack, Dale Griffin, 702.9. Chuck Chisholm and Monty Bogan Jr. here in round 1 of stock, or round 2, stock eliminator. Chuck Chisholm, that G stock on the back, about 745. Monty Bogan, 687. In round 2. Better reaction time. Going to Chuck. Win light, however. Goes to Chuck. Under by 4. Monty under by 4. Again, they both broke out by the same amount. So in that instance, whoever got to the finish line first, in this case was Chuck, he gets the win light by 18 foul. Roy Caraway out of Revenue, South Carolina, goes down 6:24, taking on Del Britt. 6:97 the battle in the General Tire side of the racetrack. Round 2, stock eliminator. Quick ride to 1 and 2, please. Quick ride, 1 and 2 for round 2. Oh man, Britt was late on that one. Here comes Roy. There goes Roy. In the round 3, 6:25 and 24. Caraway had 800s in the bank on the starting line, and well, he won it by 800s. Here's Kyle Shipman, 722 the dial. Anthony Walt, 687 the dial. Here we go, Shipman and Walton. Better reaction time going to Shipman. Top end of the racetrack. Win wide. Give it to Kyle Shipman. 725 on the 22. And I tell you, Walton was closer to the dial, but again, Kyle uses that reaction time to his advantage and moves into the next round by 18 foul. Brandon White goes out 756 on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Mark Lewis goes out 693. The J stock on the mat versus the F stock on the mat. Here we go. And the grocery battle. Nope. Broke out by a foul. And Mark Lewis will move into round 3. We have Mike Mahler and Chip Johnson. Chip in that P stock automatic down 808. Mike Mahler 941 in that U stock automatic. And here we go. Top end of the racetrack. Win light. Give it to Chip Johnson. 811 on the 808 dial for Chip. Next pair. 738 the dial. And that J stock automatic taking on Shannon Justice down to 720. Very few folks maybe heading home. We thank you for coming out and supporting the IHRA and Peidmont Dragster. We hope to see you down the road again very soon, hopefully in a couple of weeks. We're in Farmington for the next Division 9 event. And actually, and come on down to Bradenton. It's an IHRA Jam event. I know some of you folks will also hit up the Richmond program as well. Those will be broadcast live on IHRA.com. Andrew Hilly, got 655. And the Lucas Oil side, the General Tire side of Gene Jordan. 603 off of Gene Jordan at AA stock automatic. $400 out of the gate going to Hilling. Top of the racetrack, win light. Give it to Gene Jordan, dead on 0. Could we see a perfect run here today? We've seen quite a few dead on zeros. As Terry Taylor, 673 the dial, taking on A.J. Curry, get out 660. big starting line advantage going to Taylor. Top of the racetrack, Moonlight. Taylor, 676 on the 72. CJ McDonald and Bill Lofton. McDonald is now 787. Lofton is 652. And a perfect right for McDonald. Is it enough? Can he run that 787? No, he breaks out after a perfect right double breakout. Lofton closer to the dial, and he will move on. Not too often a perfect right puts you on the trailer. Attention to pits on the second round of Good Vibrations. Top Sportsman in the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. So on the second round of Good Vibrations, Top Sportsman in the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Then Jim Marshall and Cody Phillips are next two. Marshall goes down 705. Phillips is 618. 100th out of the gate, wheels up for Phillips. Here he comes, top of the racetrack, rim right, double breakout, Marshall. Under by 12, Cody, under by 18. To the bar run, Travis Womble. All right, there's with the owner of a blue Bronco, Ford Bronco, you're blocking somebody in. Please move it, or we'll move it for you. You're the owner of a blue Ford Bronco. If you own one, you're blocking somebody in. We need you to move it immediately, or we'll move it for you. They're going to let me move it. All right, here we go with Quick Rod, round two. Lee Crawford and Mike Dowling. Crawford on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Dowling on the General Tire side. Again, a Quick Rod 5.70 index here. Eighth foul going to Crawford. And there you go, Crawford on the double breakout under by 2. Here we go, Daryl Collins and Fred Hagberg. Here we go. Red light, Hagberg. The Collins gets pretty fast next round. Collins 566. Mitchell, Harkey, and Franklin Bartolomeo. 9,000 on the Mitchell. Here comes Franklin. Top and win line. Whole shot win for Harkey. A dead on 5 beats a quicker dead on 4. Margin of victory 8,000 for Harkey. Next up, Ashley McDaniel and Shannon Waycaster. Round 2 of Quick Ride. Both drivers pulling ever so slightly into the beams. Or 3 stages have about 7 inches to go for the actual on the starting line. Then all 3 gamblers will flash. About 4 times in the second loaded by the green. And better reaction time going to Shannon. Win light, Shannon on the double breakout, under by 17. Ashley under by 52. For the bye run, LG Lenkus. So all LG or WG has to do is stay the car under power. And there you go. So he's going to make a full run here. Dead on 3. All right, round 2, Good Vibrations Hot Sportsman coming up. Here at Peidmont Dragway. Stacy Hall goes down 450. Gary Jones a 501 here in round 2 of Good Vibrations Top Sportsman Eliminator. Here at the IHRA Summit Pro-Am Tour Division 9 Raiders season opener. Here comes Hall, top of the racetrack, win light. Stacy Hall. And how about that? Gary Jones goes dead on 0, but lost it on reaction time by 25 10 thousandths. Mike Kuntz giving out 476. Deion Brooks at 468. Red light, Deion Brooks, and the world champion gets the free pass to round 3, and there you go, 472 for Mike Kuntz. Their next player will be Rick Whaley out of Reedsville, North Carolina. Get out 494 in the 1990 IHRA Camaro with 605 cubic inch motor. Then on Frank Teague out of Hickory, North Carolina, the Coffles Place 2000 Dodge Avenger. 732 cubic inches. You know, I'm sure my mom's watching at home on IHRA.com, and my mother's got a Dodge Avenger, 08 Dodge Avenger. I've driven that car. She's had it 8 years. I've driven it twice. A combined 9 miles. Twice. See, I wanted to drive it down here because it had heated seats in it, and she started laughing. Here we go, Frank Teague and Rick Whalen. Former two-time South Sports World Champion Frank Teague. Here we go, Frank Teague nailed the Christmas tree, top end wind light, yeah buddy. And Frank Teague missed a perfect run by 1,000. Dead on 0, 001 reaction time. Wow. Impressive. Here's a big matchup right here. Bill Yates Sr. qualified the number 9 spot, 463 the ballot, taking on the number 1 qualifier, Jeremy Cressman out of Asheville, North Carolina. You know, 432. So could we have an upset right here? Reaction time going to Yates. Here comes Jeremy. Top end. Cressman dead on 9 as Yates broke out by 9. Pulling the parachutes. Cressman, the number 1 qualifier. And I tell you, Yates had 400s in the bank off the starting line. Ran too quick. Next up, Donnie Gibbs Jr. in that 53 Corvette. About 469, taking on Larry Pittman. About 516, that 2000 Chevy Camaro. Red light Pittman, so Gibbs gets the free pass in the next round. Chris Warren at Concord, North Carolina, is out 513, taking on Ken Ellison at Moore, South Carolina, the Dave's Roofing Machine, dialing a 466. We're in this round 2 of Good Vibrations Top Sports. we are.
Red light start for Warren. So Ken Upton gets the free pass in the next round. 466 with a 5. Attention to pits, I need good vibrations, top Dragster. The rear of the lanes repairs, please. Good vibrations, top Dragster. The rear of the lanes repairs, please. Good vibrations, top Dragster. The rear of the staging lanes repairs, please. Super Stock, you're on standby. Super Stock, you're on standby. Top of the racetrack, win line, give it to Stephanie Rayner. 509 and a 508 took out Cameron Manuel. Cameron went dead on 8 and lost it by 8 foul. Final pair in round 2 of Good Vibration Top Sportsman, Clayton Roberts and Donnie Urban. Urban did out 456. Clayton Roberts 472. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to thank the good folks at Godspeed Ministries for the wonderful church service this morning and the invocation. Here we are. Clayton Roberts, Donnie Urban. Here we go. Robinson Urban. Red light, Donnie Urban. So Clayton Roberts gets a free pass the next round, going 475. We got Bernard Weaver and Kevin Brandon. Kevin went out early in the top Dragster car. Bernard Weaver, a former 2-time Super Rod World Champ. Top of the racetrack, win line. And how about that? Weaver goes dead on 0, lost it on reaction time. Steve Furr and Earl Penny here in Super Rod. Wow, Penny nailed Furr on the tree. Top of the racetrack, win line, give it to Steve Furr. 642 on the 40. Top of the racetrack, win line, Manuel 640 with a 6 on the 640 index, double to reaction time. Christina double at 3, but only runs a 12 off. Howard Day on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack, taking on Johnny Cobb.
Winlight, Howard Day, 10 on 9. David Morris. We have the bye run here. .638.1. Here we go. Eric Amon. Lucas Oil's out of the racetrack at now 457. Brett Nesbitt, 451. Brett, a former top dragster world champ. Here we go. Top of the racetrack, win wide. Eric Amon gets it. 458 and a 457 over Brett Nesbitt. Brett dead on 0, lost it on reaction time. Cameron Manuel got out 439. Shannon Justice 480. Starting line band goes to Manuel. Here he comes. Top of the racetrack. Win line. Cameron. 440 with 0 on the 439. Shannon goes dead on 5. Lost it by 100. Joe Flynn got out 453. EJ Womack 466. Top of the racetrack, win light. 466, 1 for EJ Womack. AJ Curry and Brian Thompson. So here we go. 100 going to Thompson. Can AJ hold him off? Nope. 449 on a 448 for Brian Thompson. Picking up the round win. Next up, Robert Vogler. 451 the down, taking on Michael White of Art, North Carolina. About 460. Sorry, Robert Vogler. Again, for anybody that may be leaving out of here, first off, we thank you for coming out and supporting the IHRA and Peidmont Dragway. We hope to see you back here at Peidmont or somewhere along the IHRA trail very soon. Come on down to Farmington, May 1st through the 3rd. Sandy Collins and her crew, thank you very much. Hopefully, and don't forget Richmond next week up there in Virginia. You have the Nitro Jam and Bradenton next weekend as well. Here we go, Vogler, better reaction time, top end, win live, Vogler. As Michael White went dead on 4. And lost it by 100. Joe Gary. Lucas Oil side of the racetrack is about 451. Daryl Childress on the General Tire side, 464. Here we are. Gary and Childress. $9,000 going to Gary. Top of the racetrack. Win wide. Joe Gary dead on 7. 018 package. Childress got there first by 58. Broke out by 7. The Duke, Chad Duke. Lucas on the side of the racetrack and down 478, taking on Dale West. The Jim West and Sons Recycling Machine, 05 Mullis chassis. The Nashville, North Carolina, getting down 487. So 900ths of a second head start will go to Dale West. You're barely even going to see that on the Christmas tree, but trust me, it is there. Red light West, so Chad Duke gets the free pass into the next round. Going dead on 2, and West goes dead on 0, was 3 thousandths red. Here we go, third and green. Win line, James Green. He goes dead on 1. Double 1 reaction time. I need third round of Hot Rod, the 1 and 2, please. Third round Hot Rod, the 1 and 2, please. Third round Hot Rod, the 1 and 2, please. Clayton Roberts and Tony Meltman. Here we go. Waiting on Clayton Roberts to stage. Red light, Clayton Roberts. To Tony gets a free pass next round. Oh, man. Clayton Roberts goes dead on 0. He was 0-11 red. Superstock, round 2. Mark Young. 615 to Dawson get on John Barzy at Walnut Cove, North Carolina, down to 592. I'm sorry, Josh Barzy. They call him Grandpa. At 6'6" Nova. Mark Young, multi-time winner on the IHRA Trail. Here banging the gears. Win line, there you go. Josh goes dead on 0. Now, folks, how about this one? Ed Longing. He's back after that big wheel stand from last round. He's hoping not to repeat that. if he can help it. Down to 662, taking on Ronnie Skinner out of High Point, North Carolina, down to 616. He did it again! Oh, man! Ed Longaney gets a win, 670 on the 662. Wow, man. The only other person I can think that could do that other than Ed Longaney, Clay Millican. Lynn Gardy and Eddie Longaney Jr. 652 for Linwood over Eddie. Thomas Cashwell, $6.40 the dollar. Marvin Donahue, $5.98. Red white for Thomas. So Marvin gets free pass next round. Corey Taylor now $6.35. Monty Bogan Jr. $5.77. Attention pit is going to get stock eliminator. The rear lanes for Parrish, please. Third round of stock eliminator for the rear lanes for Parrish, please. Third round stock eliminator, rear lanes for Parrish. Monty Bogan Jr. gets free pass next round. On is out of the gate, going to James Stoneman. Top of the racetrack, win light. Giving to Stoneman by 24-10 foul. Kevin Reiner now $6.59. Michael Beard $6.60. Red light, Michael Beard. So Kevin Reiner gets a free pass next round. Again, third round stock eliminator. The rear lanes for Parents, please. Third round stock eliminator. The rear of the stage lanes for Parents, please. And dead on one for Kevin Reiner. There we go. $5.71 for Adam Hall. Jake Seeley and Homer Carty. Final pair here of Super Stock, Jake Seeley and Homer Carty. Here we go. Here comes Homer. NY Homer Carty, 630 and 629. Here we go. Round 3 hot rod. Dale Griffin and Virgil Grinstead barrel. The Firefighter 69 Camaro, Grinstead, that beautiful looking car over here on the General Tire side. It is hot rod round 3. 700 index on the 1/8 of a mile. Here we go, good launch, both sides, top end, win wide. There you go, whole shot win for Dale Griffin, 703 to a quicker 702. Glenn Ferguson, the multi-time IHRA world champion in the fair lane, to take on Russell Penny out of Clayton, North Carolina. Out, going to Penny. Here comes the fair lane. Top end of the racetrack. Win wide, give it to Glenn Ferguson. 703 on the 700 as Penny goes too quick. Clark Holcomb and Donnie Urban. 10 to the pits, 10 to the pits. Let me get quick ride to the rear of the lane, to the stage lanes, please. Quick ride. To the stage lanes, please. Quick ride to the stage lanes, please. 700 for Holcomb. Takes out Donnie Urban. Get quick ride. These are the lanes, please. Quick ride. The stage lanes, please. Mike Moss and Todd Stowe. Once again, need quick ride at the stage lanes, please. Quick ride. Round number 3, quick ride at the stage lanes, please. There you go, Todd Stowe, 702 to 700. To the bottom run, Chris Dean. Good launch for Chris Dean. .93.3. Bill Lofton, Shannon Justice. 1500s, or 15,000 going to Shannon Justice. Top of the racetrack. 7:19.0 for Shannon Justice. Good vibrations, top Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for Parents, please. Good vibrations, top Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for Clarence, please. Jim Marshall to the dial 7:05. Kyle Shipman, 7:24. Red light Shipman. So Marshall gets the 3 pass into the next round. Oh man, Kyle throws away a 26-4 on the 24. He was 009 red. Roy Caraway and Chip Johnson. Here we go. Again, Chip Johnson hold off Roy Caraway. Top of the racetrack. Win light. Give it to Chip Johnson. 10-7. So here we are, next pair. Chuck Chisholm, down 743. Mark Lewis, 694. Red light for Mark Lewis, so Chuck Chisholm gets a free pass in the round 4. 7:45 and a 43 for Chuck. As next up, Gene Gordon and the General Tire side of the racetrack at 6:31. Travis Swamble, 6:54 the dot. And good vibrations, top Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for Parents, please. Good vibrations, top Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for Parents, please. $6.58 for Rombo. So the bot run here, Terry Taylor. Now 672. 11 light. $673 with a 2. And it's super wide in the lanes, please. Lee Crawford and Daryl Collins. Crawford over here on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Daryl Collins, General Tire side. Here we go. $7,000 going to Crawford. Top of the racetrack, win line. Crawford, 572 and a 570. Shannon Waycaster. and WG Lankus. Your quick ride round number 3. I'd say we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, trying to get down to the money rounds. If you have money coming to you, racers, please come get it. If you have money coming to you, please come get it. And if you have money coming to you, please come get it. Here we go. Waycaster and Lankus. Eighth foul going to Wake to Lankus. Top of the racetrack. Win light. Lankus, 572.2. 135 mile an hour, and the buy run will go to Mitchell Harkey. Here we go. Good vibrations, Top Dragster, you're on standby. Top Dragster, you're on standby. That was the racetrack, 571.6. Stacy Hall at Chesney, South Carolina, get out 450. Number Z qualifier, Ken Ellison. Get out 466 in this Camaro. Here we go. Here we go. A Gene Fulton engine under the hood of Stacy Hall. Ken Ellison's got a par racing engine. How about Stacy Hall? He works directly with Gene Fulton and builds engines for him, so he probably built the engine that's in his race car. Here we go, Stacy giving up the head start by 0.16 of a second to Ken Ellison. Here in this round of Good Vibrations Top Sportsman. Ken Ellison qualified at 466 with a $500 466 here. Hall qualified number 2 at 448. Backs it down to a 450. So we will go to the next round of Good Vibrations Top Sportsman. Here we go. Full stage first. It'll be Ellison. Here we go. Oh man, Ellison was dead late on that one. And it cost him. 453 on the 50 for Stacy Hall. I don't know what happened there, but I tell you, he was dead late, Ken Ellison. Here's a great matchup. Mike Kuntz, the two-time defending Top Sportsman World Champion, did out 472. Cressman, no one qualified on the 432. Attention to pit, attention to pitch. Good Vibrations Top Dragster to the rear of the lane for Parents Place. Good Vibrations Top Dragster to the rear of the lane for Parents Place. Here we go. Kuntz, the two-time defending IHRA Top Sportsman World Champ, taking on the number 1 qualifier. Second quickest car on the property. The other one belongs to the other Cressman in Top Dragster. Here we go. Start line advantage goes to Cressman. Here he comes. You got a drag race. Top end win line. Cressman, 434 on the 32. Wow, what a drag race that was, and Cressman takes out the world champion. Here's Stephanie Rayner and Frank Teague. Frank, a two-time top Sportsman World Champion back in 1992 and 1999. Stephanie Rayner about 5:08. Here we go. Stephanie Rayner's pulled off a couple upsets already today. Can she pull off another one? A guy who won in Rockingham in 2003, runner-up in Toronto, won the Motor City Nats in the Carolina Pro-Am back in 03, and again is a former two-time top Sportsman World Champion. Here we go. Rayner getting the head start by 31/100ths of a second. Here we go. Start line advance goes to Stephanie. Top end of the racetrack, win right. She did it again. 5:08 on the 5:08. One foul off the number, and Frank Teague is out of here. Stephanie Rayner moving on to the next round as our last pair here. Donnie Gibbs Jr. goes out 470. Taking on Clayton Roberts, 473. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Here we go. Top end of the racetrack. Clayton Roberts moving around a little bit. Oh, he clicked it off early. Super Rod. Howard Day on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack, and Kevin Brandon. Kevin is your defending top Dragster World Champion. Had problems earlier this morning in his top Dragster car, but still got this one. Getting down to it here in Super Rod. Big start on advance going to Howard Day. Here comes Brandon, top of the racetrack, win wide, double breakout, Brandon. Under by 9, Day under by 10. Steve Furr and David Morris. Furr, the multi-time world champion, David Morris at York, South Carolina, at 69 Camaro Road. Here's the deal. If Furr wins, we'll still have a door car left. If Morris wins, it'll be all roadsters left in Super Rod. Top end, it's going to be all roadsters as Morris goes to 41 on the 40. Better reaction time, closer to the dial. So that means we are guaranteed to have a roadster win Super Rod this weekend. As the bye run, we'll go to Corey Manuel. College student, runs by Fast Tech Racing. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yep. Good light. .638.0. Oh, by the way, Corey's reaction time was very impressive. The 0:10 reaction time. Here we go. Tony Meltved is out 478. EJ Womack 465 here at Good Vibrations Top Dragster. All right. All right. Here we go. The react time going to Womack. Here he comes. Top of the racetrack. Win line. Womack. 467 on the 65. Takes out the altered. The Cameron Manual. 438 the dial. Your number 3 qualifier. Brian Thompson. 448 the dial. Here we go. Manual and Thompson. 10th of a second head start. Goes to Thompson. Red light Cameron. So Brian Thompson gets a free pass into the next round of top Dragster. Chad Duke, 478 the dial, taking on James Green down to 458. Red light Duke. So James Green gets the free pass in the next round. And Chad Duke throws away dead on 2. He was 2 foul red. Robert Vogler, the third out of Louisville, North Carolina, get out 451. Eric Amon at Mount Olive, North Carolina, get out 457. $6,000 on the Eric, top of the racetrack. Moonlight give it to Amen. 458 on the 57 of the Better White. And gets it. Goodbye run, Joe Gary. 21-year-old landscaper out of Greenwood, South Carolina, sponsored by Par Racing Engines. So he gets a free shot at the racetrack here. Pretty much all he's got to do is just save his car to power, get a green light. He's good. Go down Broadway, straight down the middle. Like an Anakin Storm Stand drive off the first tee. Straight down Broadway. The boy reacts time for Joe Gary. 450 with a 9. So Joe Gary moving on to the next round.
Attention to the pit, we get Hot Rod to the staging lanes, please. Hot Rod to the staging lanes.
Let's go to the next round of Superstock. Josh Barsey out of Walnut Cove, North Carolina, did out 591, the Flintstone car. Took on Adam Hall out of Jonesville, North Carolina. Here we are. Down to it. Sunday afternoon here in Julian, North Carolina. Still live on IHRA.com. We get Stock Eliminator to the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Stock Eliminator to the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Stock Eliminator to the rear of the lanes for pairings, please. Quick Rod, you're on standby. Quick Rod, you're on standby. Quick Rod, you're on standby. Here we go. 2,000, separate them on the tree. Here we go. Top end of the racetrack. Wind line, give it to Adam Hall. 570 on the 568. Barsey's 594 on the 91. Better reaction time. But Hall got there first by 14 foul. Kevin Reiner, Autryville, North Carolina. And Lucas on the side of the racetrack is now 658, taking on Monty Bogan Jr. The General Tire side of the racetrack. Here in this round of Super Stock. Here we go. Ken Reiner holding him off. Top end of the racetrack. Throttle game. Wind light. Reiner 660 on the 658. Bogan 582 on the 577. Reiner getting it done on both ends of the racetrack. Ed Longaney again had the big wheel stand the last two runs. Now 664. Marvin Donahue out of Roanoke, Virginia. The 77 Mustang is out 598. Get Ed Longaney. Put it on the back bumper one more time. Here we go. There you go, one more time, buddy. But he gets the win as Donahue turned on the red light. 665 for Longaney. Donahue goes dead on 5. Wow. There might be something to that wheel stand of Ed Longaney. That Superstock K-Automatic. Linwood Doherty, coming out of 651 out of Rocky Mount, Virginia, the machinist, taking on Homer Carty out of Woodville, Virginia, the 629 dial. Red light Doherty, so Carty gets the free pass into the next round. Going 628, under by 6. And it looks like the bye run here, James Stoneman, they just take the tree and back out, or he may just idle on down. And there he goes, he's going to take a victory lap. There you go. That'll be it for this round of Superstock. Hot Rod coming up next. Todd Stowe, Lucas on the side of the racetrack, taking on Daryl Griffin. Here we go, Hot Rod. Here we go. Top of the racetrack, win line, Todd Stowe. 10 on 8, 0-12 package for Todd Stowe. Glenn Ferguson and Christine Ferguson in the fair lane, the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Taking on Christine out of Sanford, North Carolina. In the quarterfinal round of Hot Rod. Early action going to Christine. Quick ride to the lanes, please. Quick ride to the lanes. Win light. Christine, dead on 8. 0-4 reaction time. 0-12 package, so the buy run, Clark Holcomb. There goes Clark. Dead on 1. Let's go stock eliminator. Stock semis. Jim Marshall and Shannon Justice. Good vibrations, Todd Sportsman to the lanes for parents, please. Because here we go. And I tell you, Marshall was dead late on this one. Top end. Shannon Justice, 724. Good vibrations, Todd Sportsman to the lanes, please. Good vibrations, Todd Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for pairings. Good vibrations, Todd Sportsman to the rear of the lanes for pairings. We go, the head start, 9/10 of a second going to Chuck. Here on the Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Big starting line advance going to Travis Womble. Top end of the racetrack, win line, Travis. 6:56 on the 54. Terry Taylor, 672 the dial, taking on Chip Johnson, down to 807. Start line advance going to Chip Johnson. I tell you, Terry Taylor got close to the center line. Oh, Chip Johnson broke out by 100th. Here, this is the Quick Rod Semis. Lee Crawford and W.G. Lankus, the winner here, will face Mitchell Harkey in the Quick Rod Final. Red light, Crawford to W.G. Lankus will get the free pass to the final round and goes dead on 4 with an 0-12 reaction time. So W.G. Lankus and Mitchell Harkey will face each other in the Quick Rod Final. Attention to the pits. Let me get Super Rod to the lanes, please. Super Rod to the lanes, please. Super Rod to the lanes. Harkey. Good light. 5690. So Mitchell Harkey. Here we are. Top Sportsman. Donnie Gibbs taking on Jeremy Kreisman. Gibbs going down 466. Your number 7 qualifier taking on your number 1 qualifier, Jeremy Kreisman, at Vashville, North Carolina, at C&C Chemical Company machine. Doing the John Ford style 330-foot burnout. Number 1 qualifier, 433. Gibbs qualified at a 467. He's going to step out to a 466. Driver out of Morrisville, North Carolina, the Chassis Motors, C&K race cars and Gibbs race cars, 53 Corvette and a 68 Camaro. So here we go. Here we go. There you go. Better light going to Gibbs. Top end of the racetrack. Win light. Gibbs 469. Kreisman broke out by 4 thousandths. So Gibbs takes out the number 1 qualifier. So there you go. Donnie Gibbs. Moving to the next round, Stacy Hall did out 450, taking on Stephanie Rayner. Here goes Stephanie Rayner, pull up another upset. She saw the number 1 qualifier go bye-bye. Will Stacy Hall suffer the same fate? Stephanie's been cutting great reaction times all day, been running that number all day. Stacy Hall knows that motor is in front of his race car because he built the thing with Gene Folk. So here we go. Stephanie, 507. Stacy Hall, 450. Here we go. Waiting on Stacy to stage. He's in. Start line advance going to Stephanie. Top end of the racetrack. Win light. She did it again. Stephanie Rayner, 508 on the 507. Corey Manuel and David Morris. Who will go to the final to face Kevin Brannon? All right, so here we go. Here we go. Corey Manuel, David Morris. One foul going to Corey Manuel, going to the final round to face Kevin Brannon. It'll be Corey Manuel, 641.5 to a 641.6, 23 10,000th mark of victory. So it'll be Corey Manuel and Kevin Brannon in the Super Rod Final. Top Dragster coming up next. white. .641.0 for Kevin Brandon. So your final round is set in Super Rod. Kevin Brandon and Corey Manuel. Here we are, good vibration stop dragster. Eric Amon, 457 the dial. Joe Gary, 451. And I don't know what happened to Amon, he's backed up. What happened there? All right, the official ruling from our start is that he rolled through the beam. Hot rod to the lanes, please. Hot rod to the lanes. You need hot rod back to the lanes, please. Our next pair, James Green and Brian Thompson. Last call for concessions, please. Last call for concessions. You want something to eat from the 330 Cafe? Last call for concessions. Red light, Thompson. And win light, James Green, dead on 4 after Thompson red lights and goes dead on 0. So E.J. Womack. E.J. Womack, 468 the dial. E.J. Womack, 465.3. You want to know his reaction time? 0.01. Go. Adam Hall did out 568. Ed Longaney did out 665. Can he put it on the back bumper one more again? And yep, here come the cell phones out. Folks, bring out the cell phones. So here we are. Let's watch. Superstock PA1 taking on Superstock K Automatic. Here we go. Oh, not as high this time. The 1,000 going to Longaney. Top of the racetrack. Win light, Longaney. 671 on the 65. Kevin Reiner, 658 the dial. James Stoneman, 620. Let me get the quick rod final to the lanes, please. Quick rod final to the lanes, please. Quick rod final to the lanes. Here we go. Reiner out front. Here comes Stoneman. Top end of the racetrack, winning light, Reiner. 660 and the 658. Hot Rod needs your back. Hot Rod needs your back. Hot Rod needs your back. Top Sportsman final to the lanes, please. Top Sportsman final. Good vibrations. Top Sportsman final to the lanes, please. There we go. Hot Rod. Semis. Clark Holcomb and Chris Dean. Clark Holcomb, Lucas Oil side of the racetrack. Chris Dean, Sanford, North Carolina on the General Tire side. Red light Holcomb, so Chris Dean headed to the Hot Rod Final. Oh, man, Holcomb throws away dead on 9. He was 002 ran. So that means Chris Dean and Todd Stowe in the final round of Hot Rod. Here we go. Todd Stowe headed to the finals. Wow, dead on 5 is reaction time, 0. Here we go, stock eliminator. And then after stock, we'll have a final round for you. Taylor, Lucas Oil side of the racetrack at down 672. Travis Womble, 654. Then we got the quick rod final coming up. One qualifier, Terry Taylor. Travis Womble qualified in the number 16 spot. Carolina goes Taylor, then Womble running down, top end, win line. Nope, 672 on the 672 010 package. So it's going to be Terry Taylor. And Shannon Justice in the final of Stock Eliminator. Quick Rod Final coming up next. There you go. Shannon would have been an 018 red. Top end. 7-14-3. The final round is set in Stock Eliminator. Shannon Justice headed there now. So quick rod final coming up. Who will take home the first Ironman of the Division 9 season? Here we go. Quick rod final. Mitchell Harkey and W.G. Lankus. Here we go. Getting ready to do the burnout. Bring him on. Here we are, Harkey. Lucas on the side of the racetrack, WG Lenkus on the General Tires side. The pressure is on. The Iron Man and the Division 9 points lead on the line right here. This quick rod final. Here we go. Yep. Starting line advance going to Harkey. Top end, your quick rod winner tonight. Mitchell Harkey on the hole shot. 573 to a quicker 572. Harkey's reaction time, 0:03. Congratulations, Mitchell Harkey, by 26 ten-thousandths of a second. He's your quick ride winner here in Piedmont. Here we go. Brandon and Manuel. Here we go, Brandon and Corey Manuel. And hope we see y'all folks in Farmington, May 1st through the 3rd. Next stop on the Division 9 tour. Here we go. Starting line advance going to Manuel, but here comes Brandon. Top end, your super rod winner. Corey Manuel as Kevin Brandon broke out by 5 thousandths. Corey Manuel, 6:43.5 on the 40. Congratulations, Corey Manuel. He is your Super Rod winner in Piedmont. Good Vibrations Top Sportsman Final. Donnie Gibbs Jr. and Stephanie Rayner. Here we go. We are final round, that 53 Corvette. Donnie Gibbs Jr. qualified number 7 at 467. He's going down 468. Stephanie Rayner's had one of the most consistent race cars of the day. She's going to be 508, 507, 508, 507 all weekend. First time she's driven this car in almost 4 years. And here she is in the Top Sportsman Final. Here we go. She'll get the head start by 4:10. Starting line advance goes to Gibbs. Can he run her down? Top end win wide. Stephanie Rayner. Dead on 6:22 ten-thousandths to Stephanie Rayner. Congratulations, Stephanie Rayner. Welcome back. You are the winner of Good Vibrations Top Sportsman in Piedmont. Wow. Who will represent Top Dragster in the final? EJ Womack is now 465. Joe Gary. Go. Womack will get a 1/1500th of a second head start over Joe Garrett. Who will go to the final round of Good Vibrations Top Dragster. Here we go. 300s out of the gate going to EJ Womack. Top end win wide. Womack 466 on the 65. So EJ Womack will go to the final round of Good Vibrations Top Dragster. Dead on 6, and he would have had a 006 red light reaction time, but the final set in Good Vibrations Top Dragster. Superstock semis. Kevin Reiner got out 6:59. Homer Carty 6:29. Here we are. Go. Superstock semi. $200s out of the gate, going to Carty. Top end, going to the final round of face. Homer Carty, dead on 5, 029. Here is Ed Longaney, Mr. Wheel Stand. Will he put it on the back bumper one more game? Get the buy run of the final, so he just might. Hot Rod Ironman up for grabs right here. So here we are, final round of Hot Rod Eliminator. Dean's in, waiting on Stowe. Stowe's in. Wow, Dean with a 001 light, isn't it not? Top end, your Hot Rod winner. From Sanford, North Carolina, Chris Dean goes 7025. Todd Stowe, dead on 9. Terry Taylor, number 1 qualifier. Shannon Justice. Terry Taylor, 671 to Dallas. Shannon Justice, 716. KCM Stocker against the ICM Stocker. Here we go. The head start will go to Justice. 4,500. Well, why not be 7-4? Red light, Shannon Justice. So Terry Taylor gets the win. Congratulations, Terry Taylor, your stock eliminator winner in Piedmont. we are. Homer Carty get it down 6:29. Ed Longaney 6:60. So here we go. Final round. Final run of the weekend. Here we go. Ed Longaney. Remember, he had problems in his semifinal bye run. Will he put it on the back bumper one more time, or will Homer Carty take home another Ironman? Two veterans. 6:29 the dial for Homer Carty. Ed Longaney 6:60. Longaney will get the head start by 31 hundredths of a second. Just over half a bulb on the Christmas tree. Getting ready to close it out here at Peidmont, and we're still live on IHRA.com. Final run of the weekend. And we'll have post-race celebrations and photos and contingency in the Peidmont Dragway Winner's Circle. Located right behind the Ronnie Sykes Memorial Grandstand. Here we are. So wait a minute, looks like possibly a problem with Ed Longaney's car. See the crew inside the car. Here we are, final round. Longaney, he's in. Red light, Ed Longaney. And Homer Carty gets the win, and problem for Longaney again. It goes dead on 3. Congratulations, Homer Carty, your winner, ladies and gentlemen. That will do it for the IHRA Division 9 race here at Peidmont Dragway. I want to say congratulations to all of our winners.
Go ahead and be a dreamer, but you need to go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. You gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
You drive, Summit Racing Equipment has great parts at great prices. Summit Racing has the lowest prices guaranteed on the parts, tools, and accessories for high-performance cars and racing, trucks and off-roading, daily drivers, late model vehicles, and more. With over 900 brand-name manufacturers to choose from, you'll always get great parts at great prices. Plus, you'll find money-saving deals on thousands of in-stock parts every day. Get the best parts and accessories for